Hello?
Yo, sorry about that.
Hi!
We were off doing a mission. Oh boy, we got the bubblies.
No. Yeah,
Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, so I asked, I told Evan here that I needed some energy, so he gave me a monster and I chugged all of it.
Oh, your hair is looking fabulous.
Yeah, thanks, man. I feel great. Actually, I feel very good right now. Like
That wasn't sarcastic,
I
though.
feel
Like,
alive.
even though he normally lies about a lot of stuff.
Oh, it is that good.
Hey, I'm balding here.
Oh.
Violently run your hands through your hair.
Yes. That's gonna be a good ASMR moment right there. Yes, I can finally get the bike. Thank you, stranger. Oh yeah, we were talking about on our last poopcast that we wanted to. Here we go. We wanted to talk about music, and we kind of did already. But for what I want to do with my band, it's I want to start hitting the scenes. I've always wanted to do like. How do I say this? I'm very versatile with making music, because I can make anything, but I want to make it sound good, in terms of like, besides it sounding good to me, but like what sounds, good, like not how do I say this? Not cliche. Let's talk about that. I ever since I started making music and like started like, producing my own stuff, I started to listen to tones of songs, of like how something sounds like what it actually sounds like versus like what it is compared to other things.
Right.
So just taking like, I don't know, a bass sound, like a boom, 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 and then just kind of like saying like, is that interesting enough? Like, does that sound good to me? Like, maybe not. And then like over time, I'm like, that actually sounds a lot like this bass line sounds a lot like that bass line, and that's really poppy. So I should probably like, do something more interesting to that bass line. So I don't know. That's just an example, but like that's my mindset is right now. Ever since like I started making more music and stuff,
Right.
is that I'm trying to like make something interesting.
And avoid the cliches.
Exactly. Which, in my day and age, I think like I just thought about this the other day. Is like, what is music? Like, I think that's a good topic right now that we can actually start. Is you can kind of lead off with what you think music is, but yeah, it's such a broad topic. What do
To
you
me,
think?
like, music is just wiggly air.
Yeah, like when you fart, it just kind of.
But the frequencies, everything is measured in like frequencies, right?
Yeah.
So it's all wiggly air that but what everybody kind of hears, how like there's always like this when you hang up the phone and somebody else is on the line or whatever, it gives that monotone like tone,
Yeah.
whatever. Every noise made on this earth or whatever has like all these different frequencies, and it's just like what is subjective of what you like. Like, oh, there's a chime or a bell that's like really high in EQ. It's like, oh, I like that or something.
Yeah.
Versus like, I don't know, like cat scratching a claw, or like it's still high, but it's a different tone.
Right.
And it's just like what you prefer, what like sound.
No, of course.
Everything is subjective, so it's just be like what you like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, some people might like cats clawing on a
On a
like
chalkboard or whatever,
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But because it's so like kind of referring to like pop music and other music that's like pushed through the radio.
Yeah.
Because it's what people listen to or what people think. Like even just in general of like politics, because what people are told, that's what they start believing.
Yeah, and well, that just becomes our world.
And instead of kind of doing the research or doing like finding your own what you believe is right or what you like, kind of just balancing it out with other
stepping out of your
topics that
shell.
could be.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know where I was going with that, but
No, of course. It's just like whatever people find, to them.
right.
For me, it was kind of funny. I watched this movie a long time ago. It's called August Rush, where he, this gifted kid that can play I forget how old he is, but he's like a really young guy, he plays music and everything, and he's trying to like make this. The whole message of it is like his parents are like, you know, in between this. I don't know. I think they're divorced. But anyway, he really wants his parents to come back together, and what he does is that he uses music to kind of like, you know, find balance with himself and in the world. And it's a really interesting scene where he's outside, and it's kind of interesting seeing that like music through the eyes of a prodigy, or like through the ears of a prodigy. Like everything to him is music. Like the wind chimes, the cars going by, like everything he made. He kind of like automated everything in his head to fit a rhythm, and that's why everything just kind of like in the movie you kind of watch it as like, oh my god, everything has a rhythm, but you're just not paying attention to it, and he just like zones in on it, and that's what's really cool.
Yeah.
It just made me believe like, oh my god, everything is music, but you don't have, everything is so offset, everything about it, like the fan that's going off in the background to me clicking the remote to me talking, you know. It's so offset that we don't correlate it to music.
Right.
But if you started to like, yo, hey, what's up, you know, like just kind of like put it more into rhythm, it becomes something more catchy, and then from there you evolve it to making it something interesting for people to hear, and then from there you just put your own, you know, as you're doing it, you're making your own twist to it, and then music just literally becomes, it should, to me, become an expression of yourself, and then, you know, media labels it as whatever they want to label it, but yeah, they just fart with that in your mouth.
I was just like,
Good one, Johnny.
I don't know what happened. I just like kind of put my lips on it, and then it just went.
Yeah, very erotic, Evan.
Oh boy.
Look at that giant chicken.
I don't think that's a chicken.
Anyway, yeah, so enough about that. Let's go on to what we want to do now, because like I brought my guitar and amp today.
Okay.
Just so that we can mess around with some stuff. I mean, the viewers don't know that they're in like closets, probably being held by, you know, hostages. Wait, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I'm sorry.
They're being held captive by hostages.
By themselves or someone. Like they're afraid to go outside in the sun. And
So, you know, all these like martyrs, whatever. They hold people hostage, and those hostages are holding hostages.
Yeah, exactly. So they're being held hostage by hostages. Regardless of the fact, they don't know.
Hopefully, you're not in that case, but
They don't know what we're doing. They don't even know what we're wearing.
I mean, that could be subjective in itself. Like the government is holding all us people hostage in the U.S. You know, and then just parents are the people, and then the kids are subject to the parents. So like kids are.
Yeah, no, that's a very big thing in this world, I think.
It's not a phase, Mom.
Well, I don't know. I'm a very big philosopher, and thinking about like, I don't know, from what you already like.
I mean, like I do kind of like think about those things. Like,
yeah. It's kind of scary too, but it's more of like I like thinking about what if this didn't exist, or what if this wasn't a thing, but it only exists to hold a certain truth, and that truth is to hold a certain balance. You know, like I don't want to go into too many controversy, but like I thought about this the other day. Was what if there was no such thing as religion, but people just, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to be I'm not an atheist or anything like that, but it's just like I started seeing all these conspiracy videos, and this was the main question that popped in me. It was like, what if there wasn't a religion? Like, what if we just made it up so that we can keep a certain order in line? And then, you know, we're just idolizing.
Having religion is kind of a moral standard for everybody.
Yeah, but imagine if we didn't have it. Like, where would we be as a society?
Right.
You know?
And actually, the funny thing is, I thought about that like about a week ago.
Yeah.
Like, not in that direct sense of without religion. I was just wondering, like, I guess indirectly with that religion might have been just like these old dudes that came together and made a book, like the Bible or whatever, or like all these different stuff. But what if it were just to keep balance? Like, what if, because in those times or in that era or space of like country, if it was so chaotic to them that they're like, okay, we need to do something, and we're thinking about our like everybody's future here, like years from now, they just like create this fictional character, and then who's like perfect and everybody wants to be like that guy. So that's kind of the moral high ground there that everybody tries to strive for. That.
Exactly, and that's the bigger thing. I mean, we're not saying that like we're atheists or anything and we don't
No.
believe in religion. It's just like you also can't like, how do you say?
But without like almost what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Not in that mentality.
No,
but like,
it's just like-
you do have to question it to like make yourself balance your check.
Yeah,
I don't
I mean,
know how to
you-
describe that.
Yeah, I think it's more of like challenging your beliefs. Not really that. Like we're not here to challenge anyone on their stuff because like whatever you believe in is what you believe in. It's more of like, is what you're believing in, you know, to like if that's what you want to believe in, that's awesome and everything. But for me, it's just the other day I was just like, what if this is just all a big lie? And I still like, you know, I still sometimes go to church and stuff like that, and sometimes I do, you know.
And it kind of blows my mind that like I kind of think about animals' perception
Yeah.
and like where they are, because I heard this quote: "You're in your whole life, only part of it will a dog be in your life.
Yeah.
But for their entire life, you are or their
You will
world.
be in their love, yeah.
So that kind of like really triggered a thought like, well, I mean, they may not have like the chemical complexity in their brains or whatever to have this massive like thought process and like
Of what's going on besides their own
Mm-hmm.
life, yeah.
And I think researchers were doing like dolphin stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, having the limbs to be able to move and do stuff and develop, and that kind of also brings into the question of evolution. But we won't go into that.
Yeah.
But
We got like 30
what if like
seconds, yeah.
like I was thinking of ants.
Yeah.
Like they're so simplistic and they live in their little world. They make hills, they get food, they feed the queen, they
Yeah.
reproduce. That's it. And like everybody has their jobs. And I guess we can kind of go into it next episode.
Actually, yeah, that's wouldn't be a bad thing. We'll hold off the music conversation until next time. These things are getting heated.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, Ariel, stop.